Hi, it's Chris here, and I'm with Kieran Gething. Thanks for taking the time out, mate, to talk to us tonight.
No problem.
So, how's things? Any news on a fight coming up, or?
No, I haven't got any news on the fight. I have started sparring again, and building up towards something. I'm hoping something comes up in around November time, but I feel like I know my management are working hard at the minute, and it just seems like there's it's different issues coming up and excuses coming up all the time, and I appreciate all the effort they're putting in and trying to get me something, but it's feeling like a lost cause at the minute, and the fight I really want is probably the British title. I feel like I'm ready to take that step now, and they had a final eliminator on the weekend, and I'm ranked two above the winner of that, even after that fight. You know what I mean? And I know the British Boxing Board use BoxRec as their sort of ranking system, so
Yeah,
there's no reason it shouldn't be an option. Like, I know the other mandatory challenger is, I know what type of money he wants, and I can't see a promoter looking to put a fight on a two 35-year-olds. They're both great fighters, and I'd love the opportunity to box either of them, but just doesn't seem to make much sense to pump a lot of money into it, and if I had the opportunity, I'd love to box K Prosper in November time for the British title. He's just had his fight now, so he'd want a bit of time after that, and then I'd like to box Phil Bowes after that if that opportunity came up for me as well. So I'm in the mix. I'm ranked top 13 in the country now, I think. My last opponent ranked higher than Phil Bowes' last opponent, and Kate Prosper's. So I've done the 10-round distance 3 times. I feel I'm experienced enough, ready to take the next step, and that's what I'd like to do. And I'd like there to be 5 Welsh British champions. Be the first one of that crop.
brilliant. So, you mentioned before you want to fight Phil Bowes. You confident you can beat him?
Yeah, definitely. I think his style is based on being quite elusive, and I feel like he roots his feet a little bit too much to be able to do that with me, and I think I got the knowledge to break him down. And it seems that when he steps up against a high-paced type of fighter like a Joe Hughes, then he seems to come unstuck a bit, and I think I would be able to unlock him.
Brilliant. We'll have to see if we can get Phil Bowes to respond to that, mate.
That'd be brilliant.
Brilliant. Okay, so in your last fight was a cracking fight with Craig Woodruff.
Yeah.
It looked like a tough fight. How did it go? How did you find it?
Looking on the night, I was a little bit disappointed because I felt like I didn't get much payoff for the stuff that I was doing. But when I've watched it back,
Craig spoiled a bit.
Pretty much exactly the plan. Yeah, I just felt like Craig spoiled a little game plan. And like I say, watching it back, I boxed exactly to my plan. It was just didn't get the opportunities to show off some of the stuff I'd like to have had he boxed a bit longer and left himself up and committed himself a little bit more, because you obviously leave yourself open when you commit, and I really would have worked those openings, I think.
Brilliant, mate. Okay. So you got off to quite a tough start in your career, didn't you, with a loss and a draw? Did that put any doubts in your mind? Because, obviously you've come back really well since.
Looking back in retrospect, the motivation probably wasn't there as much, because I felt I was going from a boxing at a higher level to dropping back down and fighting these journeymen, and wrongly I didn't have the type of respect for him like I do now, because I've got the understanding of the professional game and now the subtle differences between the two. They're almost different sports in some ways, and I just wish I'd had that insider knowledge when I started.
Yeah. So did you find it quite hard then to go from amateur to pro, or was it just, like, as you said, a little bit of sort of ignorance?
Yeah. yeah, it's just not ignorance. It's just not having the education of it, and a little bit of arrogance in thinking I could drop down from fighting top level amateurs and all over Europe, like in national tournaments, and then box these journeymen. And I felt like I won both fights, the first two, but they were in England as well. I was a bit naive of me and should have stayed a bit close to home, built up a record type of thing. But these aren't things when you start boxing. All I was eager to do was fight. The money never bothered me. I just thought if I get 4 or 5 fights out of the way, then I'm starting to fight the title, and that was basically my thinking. I just wanted to get fights in.
So it probably turned out to be quite a good learning curve.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a harsh lesson at the start of your career, but it's actually turned out kind of blessing in disguise.
Definitely, I'll make a much better manager when I'm finished than I would have done.
Yeah.
From being sheltered, but yeah, I just understand the business a lot more, and I understand the sport a lot more, and I think that's why I'm in such a good position I am now. I don't think there's anyone in the top 15 with 2 losses and a draw on your record, and only 9 wins, and in a good position like I am.
Yeah. So on your way up, you had a fight with Bradley Price, and he's got names such as Billy Joe Saunders and Chris Eubank Jr. on his record, so he's mixed it with some real top guys. You won. How did that fight go? Did you learn a lot from that fight?
Everything went perfect that fight. It was hard to say I learned anything apart from the amount of trust I gained in my coach, because the way I boxed Brad in that fight was all down to Lyndon, and it just went sweet, and it couldn't have gone better.
Brilliant. So you're a full-time boxer now?
Yeah. I've been full-time for about 12 18 months, I expect. Proper committed in the past 6 months, like finishing work. There was different situations that let me have time off before, but now it's just me on my own, and yeah, it's going really well.
Brilliant. So who would you class as an inspiration on your boxing career?
Sort of an idol I've always had is Ali, but that's shared because of my dad. He always done Ali impressions and things like that. He loved it. But
Yeah.
I say I always look up to Hagler, because he had 2 early losses, didn't he?
Yeah.
Got the world title, and also his head movement and stuff. But my first coach tried to get me to really think about his head movement and stuff and he's the one I picture whenever I'm trying to emulate something. So I'd say probably Hagler.
Okay, cheers. It's a really good card coming up now, Friday night in Swansea, topped by Dragone 2Z. What's your prediction, mate?
I do think Angelo's going to win that one. I think he's a bit too busy, and Twos looks sometimes a little fragile under pressure, but he's more than capable of beating Angelo. It's just, I think Ange probably has a bit too much for him.
Okay, well, thanks for taking the time. If we can get Phil Bowes to come on as well, how do you fancy having a double interview?
Yeah, I'd love to see what he says.
Alright, mate, I'll see if I can get in touch with him and see if we can sort that out.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for your time, Kieran, mate, and we look forward to catch up again really soon.
Cheers, bud. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.